Give everyone thanks. For tuning into 2K Sports, we've got some NBA action for you coming up. With David Aldridge on our sideline, and here with me, Greg Anthony and Steve Smith, this is Kevin Harlan. This homestand ends here for the Timberwolves as they get ready to hit the road. And going against New Orleans, their first meeting of the year. Last year was a lopsided affair as they were able to take all 4 games in the series, earning the sweep. Ball outside. To the paint. Here's Vucevic.
And that's going to happen. Paul recognizes the imbalance in the defense. Delivers a perfect pass.
And you can feel that Oladipo was on the verge of a breakthrough, and boy, did he ever. Everything came together for him, and he is now not only an elite scorer, but an all-star. Can attack from any distance and has a variety of ways to hurt the defense.
Smitty, we're going to watch some exceptional forward play tonight. Makes me think of some of the great front courts in the history of this terrific league.
Yeah, you have Duncan, Robinson, Kareem, and Worthy. I also throw in Patrick Ewing and Charles Oakley. They were a tough matchup. When you have 2 guys that play the 4 or 5 and play well off each other, they can be a nightmare.
That time, that part of the league, they were terrific.
So true.
And here is Paul. Pass to Vucevic. And just about a minute into the first quarter. Shot clock at 3. Paul. It's rebounded by New Orleans.
Tough miss. He found some space inside the arc, but he could deliver.
And where's the help? Obviously, a missed rotation, something they're going to want to patch up.
Only the first quarter. Guys are getting in a groove, but communication on the defense has to be better.
Back to Oladipo. And it's Oladipo with the jam.
And, you know, that's an example of how many plays we have in a game for which there's no stat. A monster dunk coming off just a terrific pick play.
Greg, you're right. It really did work to perfection. Gave him all the room he needed for the flush.
That's what happens when you get an excellent screen like that. He had plenty of space to slash right toward the basket.
Vucevic with the bucket.
Heating up early on. This is exactly how he wanted to start the night.
Well, he has the ability to get you off on the right foot. Now it's just about sustaining it.
Gasol wide open. He fires. Gets the three-pointer to fall.
You know, you're going to have success when you can start out shooting 80% from the game. So early offensively, they've been great. That's the way you like to start.
A high percentage look from the mid-range. Might have been surprised that he was so wide open.
And how about breaking out the Statue of Liberty on that dunk?
A nice way to pad that lead a little more. You're right. And finished off by Gasol.
With authority, Pau Gasol turns up the aggressiveness. Always a good sign for this team.
Pass to Chandler. Back to Paul. To the inside. Berton's shot is good. Berton's got his first basket of the night. Outside Gasol. And it's New Orleans scoring again.
And they've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
And the officials will call the illegal screen right there.
And that's a tough one. But on those illegal screen calls, the defender's never going to get the benefit of the doubt.
Some guys, they just know how to get away with it, and some don't.
And that basket pushes the lead to double digits. Gasol's got 11.
And you can't help but pick their defense apart. They're completely in disarray.
Paul. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. It's going to be on Victor Oladipo. And Alvin Gentry's been coaching in the NBA for almost 3 decades now. Steve, he knows how to get things done.
And a lot of what Gentry does is gives his players freedom. As long as they take care of business, he won't meddle too much. Does a great job of managing personalities and keeping egos in check.
Back to Gasol. 6 for 6. He's yet to miss from the field.
And I like that they're not settling. Getting the ball on the interior, 8 of their last 10 coming that way. And didn't do anything fancy there, but didn't need to.
Nope, his only concern right now is getting the points on the board. And I don't mean style points. And out of bounds as the Timberwolves gain possession. Timberwolves trail by 9. Minnesota calls timeout. A lot of statistics to try to devour. The plus-minus statistics are some that really stand out for fans and players. How useful you think a tool that is?
You know, I love it, Kevin, because when you get a chance to see the guys who, you know, the stats we look at is rebounds, points, assists, and blocks, and steals. There are some guys that make an impact without having those numbers, and it goes by what the score is. And that plus-minus help those guys who I would say not as skillful as some of the guys as far as putting up stats that way, but you can see the team plays better when this guy is on the floor, no matter how many points he scores.
Did you pay attention to the plus-minus?
Kevin, I'm so old, they didn't have plus-minus.
And when you build a big lead like this, especially early, you have to guard against the letdown.
Yeah, this is where it gets interesting. Do they start to coast, or do they go right for the juggler?
Pass to Bielitsa. Back to Murray. Collins with it. By Oladipo. And finished off by Collins.
And cutting into the lead with the big one-hand throwdown.
That's how you get your team back into it. Oladipo with the ball. And first time out of the game called for New Orleans.
Yeah, I mean, just wants to make sure everybody's on the same page here going forward.
You know, sometimes the best way to approach it, let your guys know what they're doing well and give them 1 or 2 things that they could have done better.
We've got 33 seconds left to play here in the first. Clock at 6. And then Oladipo with the jam.
I don't know if you can do it any better on both ends than they have tonight.
It's early, but they have taken full control of this game, and the fans here, they know it.
Here's Murray up on top. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game.
How does he miss that layup? He's too good to be doing that.
Gasol has been leading the charge for the New Orleans. And glad to have you with us, folks. Second quarter of basketball. This game has not exactly been neck and neck, but plenty of time left in this one. And the Pelicans have been rolling right along, haven't they?
Yeah, I mean, so many of their points coming in the paint that they're running the offense all the way through.
And you know their coach likes it. Working for high percentage looks and converting them.
Steve Tobias Harris with plenty of stops in his young NBA career so far. You wouldn't guess it, though, from his talent level.
Year after year, he advances his offensive arsenal. He's become one of the most dangerous scorers in the game.
Yeah, they are really starting to push it now.
And it's sent back by Plumlee. Oladipo left side. That one falls. Oladipo's got 11 points.
I don't know what's happening defensively, but they're not putting up any resistance.
Murray surveying the D. Aston Yang. Johnson outside. And then Johnson with the dunk.
And he wanted everybody in the building to feel that ferocity.
And we did. Yeah. And we felt it. Even over here, we felt it. Harris outside. And there's the 3-second call. This one on the defense. For New Orleans, they have shot 2 free throws, and they're 1 of 2 so far.
And as a team, they're down around 72% for the season.
And he shows the focus there, nails the technical. Takes a 3, tips it, controls the rebound and puts it back up and in. And that's now 6 points for Mason Plumlee.
Oh, smooth. Guys, very good job getting himself in close enough that he could just tip it back in.
Well said. Those kind of plays in the offensive glass can tell the story sometimes, can't they? Murray. Back to Johnson. Iguodala with the steal. Hammers it home to polish off the break.
And I think that play sort of sums up what we've seen tonight. Just simply being outplayed both sides of the ball. Smart basketball defensively, turning into easy points.
What a valuable asset to the offense, having a big with that kind of range.
Oladipo taking his time here. Pass to Harris. Iguodala outside. It's Bielitsa. And a miss there on the triple. New Orleans leading by 19 points. Harris no good. And so it's Murray who brings the ball up for the Timberwolves. Inside. And stolen by Harris. Here's Iguodala. And Andre Iguodala with the slam.
And a phenomenal attack of the rim off the drive from Iguodala there. Just exploding to the hoop past the defense.
Here's Johnson. It's Bielitsa. Knocks it loose.
And this is one of those times where the coach has got to preach, be unselfish.
And we don't know that he hasn't. Maybe it's been falling on deaf ears. Guys taking ill-advised jump shots.
Here is Lynn. 4 on the shot clock. Harris, good.
Well-conceived play. The pass is right on time. Tobias catches in rhythm. Difficult set to defend.
Murray. Johnson, good.
Punishing the smaller man inside. Just good fundamental basketball.
Outside, Lynn. To the wing right side.
2 minutes remaining in the quarter.
Terrific assist, a nice finish. Solid play all around.
Yeah, they're going to have a nice little run here.
And there's the whistle. Illegal screen.
And that's a tough one, but on those illegal screen calls, the defender's never going to get the benefit of the doubt.
Some guys, they just know how to get away with it. and some don't.
Now a timeout called by New Orleans.
Fans, the loudest section gets free t-shirts.
The 6'11" Mason Plumlee out of Duke, Greg. He's got a live body.
Very athletic, Kevin. And his mobility enables him to defend smaller players on the perimeter. Offensively, he is a threat to finish at the rim.
New Orleans making a switch here. And here's New Orleans now. They're on an 18-7 run. And it's slammed in by Plumlee.
And guys, he's not an easy man to stop when he's got the rim in his sights.
Never has been, never will be. He is a determined finisher. To the middle. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
And Malcolm Brogdon, the son of a lawyer and a college dean, no less. His maturity and thoughtfulness certainly reflect that upbringing.
And with the way Brogdon conducts himself, some teammates call him, Greg, the president.
Yeah, he has an air about him. That he has that leadership quality and has a goal to create an NGO to alleviate poverty and hunger in developing nations. Who knows? Politics might not be out of the question for this young man.
To the paint. Tries from 10. And once again off the mark by Minnesota.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Outside Gasol. Off target from 3-point range.
And even without that 3-ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
It's good again, and an excellent 7 for 8 shooting night so far.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
And New Orleans pushing it up now. Gilgeous-Alexander, good.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agendas. Another foul would give him 3 before the half. Something to keep an eye on, guys.
Pelicans shooting their 4th and 5th attempts at the free throw line tonight. And the Pelicans making a change here. He hits both from the stripe. So it's the Timberwolves now. To the middle. Shot to stop the run. The drive by Paul. Back to Chandler. And he uses the glass on the layup.
And once he sets up that low, you really have to work to root him off the block.
Yeah, he has the grit to dig in.
And so it's the New Orleans Pelicans with a massive lead of 30 points here at the end of the quarter. And they're winning the turnover battle very easily in this one. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. Steve, you played with 6 different NBA teams. What's the best way to earn the respect of new teammates, for instance, in the case of you with the 6 different teams you played on?
I think, Kevin, being yourself in all situations. You come in and you do what we used to call the obvious. You play extremely hard. You're a good teammate, and obviously being on time, and you don't be one of those players that deviates from the system. Come in and follow the game plan, and don't try to go outside the game plan, and just be reliable and be disciplined.
Good perspective. And the Timberwolves with possession here. Now here's Paul. Down low. And it's Vucevic missing.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
Trying to get open is Iguodala. And the basket by Harris. Harris has got 7.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Attacking the defense with the pass. Love the unselfishness.
Paul with the steal. Brogdon inside the line. That one wide left.
That's one he knows he should have drained.
Pass to Harris. Chandler up top. No points in the game yet for him. Back to Harris. Shot clock at 5. Off target from outside. And so it's Paul bringing it up for Minnesota. Some nice passing here by New Orleans. Got a piece of it. It's stolen by Vucevic. Here's Brogdon. The shot missing. And New Orleans will go the other way with it. After this one, they take on the Clippers at the Staples Center. And that game will be game 2 of 5 out on the road.
The free throw line is something that Iggy needs to work on. He's hit or miss from there.
The Pelicans have shot a good percentage from the free throw line so far. They've made 5 out of 6. So it's Minnesota now. Tobias Harris in his 8th season in the NBA and still just 26 years old.
Yeah, I mean, one season at Tennessee, and he has slowly but steadily improved each year. And, you know, he's gotten stronger, more consistent with his long-range shooting, and he's found his calling as one of those prototype small ball fours.
On the wing, Harris shoots. And again, New Orleans has no luck. So it's the Timberwolves now. The wide open look here for Vucevic. Drills the three-pointer. Vucevic has got 10 points.
Not letting his team down. He's been very strong. He just needs a little help from his teammates.
And, you know, that's an example of how many plays we have in a game for which there's no stat. A monster dunk coming off just a terrific pick play.
Greg, you're right. It really did work to perfection. Gave him all the room he needed for the flush.
That's what happens when you get an excellent screen like that. He had plenty of space to slash right toward the basket.
Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. He has 7. Here's Chandler. Gasol trying to free himself up. Chandler's shot, good.
Not a lot of resistance on the inside, and they're taking full advantage.
Paul outside. Pass to Bertans. And a great assist by Paul as that one goes in. Bertans got 4 points in the quarter.
And no matter what they've tried, the D just has not been able to deny them the ball inside.
Back to Chandler. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. The shot by Chandler, wide open. Another one falls for New Orleans.
Well, there you go. I mean, if they're going to keep giving up open jumpers, they're going to keep getting burned.
And now we've got the intentional foul.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
And the Timberwolves call time here. When you look at today's NBA salaries, Steve, do you feel the responsibility to learn financial management falls mostly on the players, or should the league do even more to help them find out about what they're going to do with all this money?
You know, I think it's the responsibility of both. I think the Players Association, also the NBA, and I think organizations as well. I think you look at it, we're all involved to get a chance to help these youngsters. It's not easy for a 19-year-old, 20-year-old to become a millionaire overnight. That's just not something that you're used to, and handling that, it has been a problem for some players in the past.
Some solid defense from Johnson. The Timberwolves shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game. And he makes the first.
And Murray has it all. A deadly shooter and a remarkable penetrator. Terrific guard play.
These guys have had some good motion on offense. Nice assisting.
And when everyone's involved offensively, it has a way of helping you on the defensive side as well.
Pass to Chandler. Over Johnson. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
Yeah, and Chandler, a difference maker defensively. The shot blocking, the controlling of the lane. He also gobbles up those rebounds.
We've got 1:13 left to play here in the 3rd. And it's Murray penetrating. And the foul called on Pau Gasol. That's his first foul of the game, and the bonus will go to the free throw line.
Oh, no, he's the last guy you want to put on the line. You can just about book the points every time he steps up there. Wow, they've made every free throw here in the second half.
To the paint. It's tipped. From outside the arc. It's rebounded by New Orleans. And they're on the break. There's Hollis Jefferson. Good work there as it goes. Hollis Jefferson's got his first 2 points of the night.
And a lot to like about that play, particularly how it ends.
Yeah, at the rack. That's what you want in transition, a high percentage look.
Now 8 seconds separating the two clocks. Pass to Plumlee. New Orleans moving the ball around. Second chance shot. And the rejection by Collins. 6 on the shot clock. New Orleans needs to get off a shot. Yep, it counts. Hollis Jefferson's got 4 points in the quarter.
It's fine to extend your defense to try and create turnovers, but guys have to help each other.
That's been a problem for them all game. Teamwork is something.
And so it's the New Orleans Pelicans rolling along with a 27-point lead as we wrap up the quarter. From the field, they have been outstanding. Amazing shooting. That's what has them headed to a blowout. Back to the action after this word. And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. Minnesota calls timeout. For star players, even after a loss, Steve, they're asked to give press conferences after the games. Talk about how difficult that is for a player in the moments after a very difficult defeat.
And this is where you have to use your teammates and obviously your PR guys around the team to help you and obviously gather yourself before you get a chance to go in there, because it's tough. You're running high with emotions and sometimes the wrong type of emotions.
Yes.
But I also, Kevin, would love to see on the media side, there are some questions I just don't agree with. I think you should get a yellow card. You ask a dumb question, and if you get a red card, you can't ask any more questions for that series.
I think you'd be handing me cards after everything I say. I'd rather be piling cards in front of
Kevin,
me.
Not at all.
And really, Lynn has a terrific feel for this offense. Just seems to know whenever one of his guys is open.
Pass to Bielitsa. Over Harris. Gasol with the rebound. Fires from deep. It's good. With that basket, he's now 5 for 9.
A good look there, and he didn't waste it. His second 3 of the game.
And it's Bielitsa with the foul. That's his first foul.
Yeah, clearly a foul of frustration right there.
Pass to Harris. The tray. And again, New Orleans with the triple.
And that's back-to-back threes. The D just seems to be slacking off a little bit.
Got a piece of it. And stolen by Harris. And it's Oladipo with the jam.
Just increasing their advantage. And right now, they're in a zone on both ends.
Yeah, this lead has snowballed. Credit their killer instinct for piling on.
When we look, Steve, at big stats like double-doubles, triple-doubles, are we becoming too enamored with that versus how it might affect winning?
No, I think we're always going to have those double-doubles and triple-doubles. I just think right now when you look at it, so many more possessions in games. That's why we're having guys average a triple-double or having more double-doubles. But you also give those guys credit. The game and those players, they're just better right now, and they're more equipped to be versatile. But I do think we still got to keep the emphasis on winning when a guy can get a triple-double in wins versus in losses or double-doubles or any kind of stats. I think that should be a category of his own.
And here's Harris from the arc. The rebound by Johnson. And so it's Murray who brings the ball up for Minnesota. Hart, no good. New Orleans with the ball. They're on a 12-1 run right now. Pull-up jumper. Out of bounds. Minnesota takes possession. And the Timberwolves call time here.
And Pau Gasol really on the tail end of what has been a Hall of Fame career. He's a two-time champion, international star, nothing left to prove, but still manages to put up points with his sharp approach to the game.
Just over 2.5 minutes played now here in the final quarter of regulation. Al Paul. That'll be Minnesota as it goes out of bounds. Timberwolves retain possession. Pass to Vucevic. Hits the target from 18 feet. And with Pau Gasol, even after almost 2 decades in the league, Greg, he is still a very effective player.
You know, Pau just never seems to get credit for how smart a player he is. When he makes a play on offense, he knows exactly how a defense will react, what will open up, and what the best options are. Kobe knows just how great a teammate Gasol is, and Gasol's knowledge of the game really on an elite level.
You know what? He tried to lay it in at the point of attack. Just too much defensive pressure on that play.
Pass to Gilgeous-Alexander. Here's the break. It's deflected. Iguodala outside. Beyond the arc. That one's not going to go. And it's the Timberwolves taking it the other way. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
He got the space he needed, but just blew the layup. It hurts me to see points lost like that.
Got that bucket in no time at all. 18 points for Tobias Harris.
Inconsistent from range. When he first entered the league, Tobias has turned that completely around.
Pass to Wilson. Back to Paul. The Timberwolves working the ball around now. And Harris wide open. He shoots. Off target from three-point range. It's stolen by Oladipo. Stolen by Brogdon. To the inside. Wilson. And he takes the fantastic lead pass up strong for the slam.
And that's the classic 1-2 punch right there. I mean, nice steal. And then how about the elevation, Kevin, on the finish?
And, Greg, nothing spurs some quick offense like a great play defensively.
When your defense translates into offense, it's a beautiful thing.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for the Pelicans.
Two great rebounding teams.
And these guys worked just a little bit harder tonight, and that was the edge they needed.
And an important milestone for them tonight as they pick up win number 10.
And they'll take the win tonight, setting the tone in the first matchup of this 4-game season series.
And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for Tobias Harris.
What you like about his approach at the offensive end today, once he got into a rhythm, he stayed focused. That's why the points just kept coming. Still doing his part, but it hasn't been enough. They need some kind of spark.
There's 48 seconds left in the fourth quarter.
And this is what he gives you, the ability to contest the shot without fouling.
Perimeter defense at a premium these days. You see the value in this kind of effort.
You know, maybe he's not one of the elite sharpshooters, but even still, that's not a shot that D can afford to give him.
36 seconds left in the fourth quarter. The shot by Brogdon, no good. New Orleans dictating the flow. And there's the call on Chandler. That is his first foul of the game. They double him with Vucevic. Inside. Chandler with the steal. The shot by Brogdon, wide open. Buries it from three-point range.
Some coaches might not like taking the three on the fast break, but he had the open look and buried it.
Hollis Jefferson with the rebound. Lynn with it. So we see the Pelicans taking the W here. This crowd was stunned by the manner in which their team was dismantled.
You know what? Shocking. I don't care what the matchup is. You never expect a road team to come in and just cruise to the kind of win they did tonight.
And that'll wrap it up, folks.